Hi guys, this is Jane. I know, not a video for 4 months and now 2 videos in 2 days. Crazy. That's my channel, that's the way it is, that's life. So yeah. Hubby is out today or tonight. It's actually about 8:15 in the evening here. So I thought I would just do an update video for you guys. Showing you some whips, both cross stitch and knitting whips, and I have some FFOs and I have some FOs. The FFOs I can only show you pictures of for the most of it. So yeah, let's begin with the cross stitch and we will take the whips. Those of you who watched my video yesterday with the Happy Mail from Jack's Girl have already seen this one. It is my Egyptian Queen. Sorry for the quality of the video. I am filming this on my tablet. And it's not the best tablet in the world. So I hope this is okay. But yeah, and the colors are not coming out quite as well as they could be. But this is the Egyptian Queen. I put in about, over here, about 100 stitches of this bit darker color right here since yesterday when I showed her off. So, and the way I have this set up, I'm stitching her on a Q-snap, as you can see, and just moving her along. It's an 8x8, I believe. I have my flosses in a bag, just a plastic bag. I wish I had a flat plastic container or something like that. It would just be easier to get to the floss, but hey. I have made these floss cards. They are made just out of cardstock. Punched some holes in them, heart-shaped, because that was what I had. Drew the symbols here. Wrote the colors and drew the symbols, so it's easy. I don't have to go look at the color chart every time. I can just look on here and find the symbol that I have to use. Currently I have all of the floss that I have required for the Queen. So you can see I am still missing some of the colors. On this card I'm missing 3. I think 4. Sorry, that was my phone. So yeah, and what I do is I take the skein of floss, I pull a full length. I don't bobinate my floss. I just pull from the skein and I pull. Let me just take the skein out here. I hold it in the top. Pull from the bottom, and I do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a full length of thread for me. And since I'm stitching this 1/1, words are still hard. That hasn't changed since yesterday. But since I'm doing this 1/1, I just cut that length in 2. because it is too long. But because, or the reason why I do it that way is that if I have some floss length left over, it's easier for me, because when I stitch with two strands, I use the loop method to start, and I've found that length of floss is perfect for me. Sorry, I have a lamp up here. Did that help anything? Maybe. That length of floss is perfect for me for stitching with two strands and starting with the looping method. But using just one strand, you'll have to just use half of it. Yeah. The needle minder on here is just a button. Let's do something about this light. It's just a button that I glued a magnet onto. So, yeah. And I just have my chart like this, and I color it in. And yes, this is a chart. It's the first page out of 20, and if you can read the symbols, yeah, great for you. If you can get that Egyptian queen out of that page, good for you. I have it in this floss, or this project pack. I used Vanna's tutorial, but instead of the Velcro, I just put a piece of elastic and a button, a big button here. So that goes in there. I'm just putting away as I go to avoid some of the mess. I have worked pretty much just on her since I started her in January. Just because I love her. So, but before I started her, you might remember or you might not, since it's been 4 months since my last update video. But I had started the Linen and Thread Mystery Sampler from 2017. I'm doing it in just kind of, yeah, the color really doesn't show great. It's kind of a light olive. Some DMC I found at a thrift store. And do I have to skin here with a hank? It came like a big hank, and it's up here. It's kind of divided into smaller sections. Yeah, I'm on camera now. It has to tease me, right? You know how it is. But it's kind of divided into smaller sections. So what I did was just cut one of these sections at the bottom or the top or somewhere. Cut it in half. Perfect length. Since I'm stitching this 2/2 on a 40 count something. I don't know. Thrift or find. So that's the perfect length. Then I have this ring, and I just loop it around there, so when I have to pull a thread, I can just pull a strand out. So that's how that is set up. And let me see. Plus all over. This is my progress so far. Can you see it? I think you can. So I have done January through May's bands. Oh my god, it's washed out. Okay, let me just stand it and see. So I hope you're seeing this okay. So yeah, that's my progress on this one. The needle minder on here is, can I get it where you can see? That's a wooden heart-shaped button with flowers on it, and it is from Ingeborg, who is a Stitch Too Far here on YouTube. So that's that one, and I'm actually thinking about alternating between this one and the Queen. So when I am done page 1 and 2 on the Queen, I will pick this one up again and stitch the June band, and then go back to the Queen and do another page on her, and so forth, just so that I don't burn out on any of them. So that's that one. That's pretty much my active whips right now. I have a lot of whips that got tired and wanted to take a nap. Yeah. I have a couple of FFOs. I have some on my phone, some pictures, just so. I believe I showed you I was working on a advent calendar for my daughter. So it is finished, it is fully finished, and it was used last Christmas. Not by her, or she bought her boyfriend some gifts and used it for that. So that's that. Then I made some ornaments, and I don't have these one either. The pattern for the ornaments are from Michelle Garrett Bendy Stitchy here on Flosstube. I won them in a giveaway that she had. So I made 2 of the polar bears. I think they're so cute. And I made an owl. And I didn't use the called for colors exactly because I didn't have all of them, so I just pulled some. And his sweater is not coming through. It is a green sweater he is wearing. Penguin. Sorry. The lighting and everything really sucks. And what do I have? Oh yeah, here's the calendar with packages on it. So as you take off the packages or the presents, you reveal the picture underneath it. Let's see, do I have anything else on here? Christmas light. Let's start with the Queen. Nope. 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 Or I have more pictures to show you, but not stitchy related, cross stitch related. It is more knitting. So I have a couple of cross stitch FOs that I can actually show you. In Denmark, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, December 24th. We usually go to my parents-in-law, so I don't have a lot of prep work or stuff like that. So I decided around 10 o'clock or something in the morning that, hey, you should have a Christmas start. Great idea. I pulled out a kit from Choxco. She sent me Happy Mail last year in, oh my god, September, October. Sorry, don't remember. But it had this guy in it. And those of you who have watched my channel before knows that I am crazy about this guy and his friends. So of course I had to make him my Christmas start. He was a pretty fast stitch. So I finished him in the week between Christmas and New Year's. I don't remember exactly what day I finished him. And I put in my first French knot. The bird's eye. It's a French knot. You can see it. Yeah, not the prettiest one. But it's there. I did it. Yay. So I finished that guy. And then I had my New Year, New Start. Again, a kit from Sara Lee. And if you watched my video last night or yesterday, you have seen the second cake kit she sent me. So it's a good thing I only have to stitch these and not eat them, because as you can see I really don't need to eat any more cake. Not that I don't do it, but I don't need to. So I started this one on New Year's Eve. Again, a pretty fast stitch. I believe I finished it within the first week of the year or something. So, and it's a pretty small piece as well. So here it is, with hair and everything on it. There we go. And you can see the sparkle from all of the beads. So, it's so pretty. Sparkly. So pretty and sparkly. I love it. So that's that. And that was it for my cross stitch. Not bad. Not bad if I am to say it myself. Now I just have to figure out how I want to fully finish those. So that was actually it for cross stitch. So if that's the only thing you came here to see, then thank you for stopping by and watching. And now we are going to knitting. And I think we will start with my whips. I have this knitting bag My daughter made it about 3 years ago or something. That was a school project. So she designed the cat and printed it on it and sewed the bag and everything. So, and it fits my sock knitting perfectly. So this is a pair of socks that I have casted on. And yes, it is a pair. The two balls of yarn I'm using has just not been started at the same point when they were, you know, put into. So, but I have another pair of socks in the same yarn that I'm almost done with. I just have to weave in the ends. So I'm thinking and hoping that I have enough yarn left to do the new pair exactly like these, you know, the same size, because this finished sock and this sock that I'm knitting actually match. And this finished sock and this started sock actually match. Kind of. Well, better than this. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. I think they are cool. Just the way they are. So I'm knitting them on a long circular needle, and I'm knitting both at once, and I'm starting from the toe and knitting up. That way I can stop the cuff when I'm out of yarn and don't have to pull out the whole sock if I realize that I don't have yarn enough to make the toe. So that's that. I have knitted another pair of socks. My daughter saw them, claimed them. What can you do? But I have enough of the yarn to do a pair for myself. And again, it's not coming through exactly. There are some yellow, some orange, some purple, some cream colored. So, yeah. And I have enough of this to knit a pair for myself when I get around to it. So that's it for the socks. Then I am knitting a shawl. It's called Gaia. And I do believe that it is a Danish pattern. So, and it's not easy, the pattern is not easy to see. And I can show you the front of it here. It's not easy to pick up on the pattern. I think, let's see if I can stretch it out just a little. Yeah. And this is a variegated sock yarn with greens and yellow, white, purple. So, and this is the top part, you know, and then you knit it down towards the bottom. Yeah. So that's my two active knitting whips. Oh yeah, I can show you. Yeah, that's actually pretty close to the colors as I see it on the screen. And the last thing I have to show you, I think, let me check. Oh yeah, I actually have a picture of, if it will open. I have a picture on my phone of the socks, the other pair of socks that my daughter claimed. If my phone wants to open that stupid picture. There we go. My feet in socks. So that's that. Oh yeah, I have another finish, knitting finish. Let me just find the picture. I actually have two more. Let me actually have two more if I can find them. There we go. I don't remember if I have told you I was knitting a mermaid tail blanket for my daughter, but I finished it. So the tail part of it, up here, the tail part is actually a tealy green. Then we have a dark navy blue, a light blue, and a cream color. So that's that. And let me see if I can find. Then I knitted her a sweater. I used this pattern. And I just used some light blue acrylic yarn. And I should have a picture of the finished right there. Again, if my phone wants to open the picture, no guarantees. It's a stupid phone. Oh. So there that is. Really hard to see. Would it help if I kind of maybe... Yeah, no, not really. But it's a light blue and it has the pattern up here. Where am I? Where's my finger? Right there. It has the pattern up here. And then just plain knitting down. Yeah. And I actually believe that's it for pictures on my phone. And I have one more knitting FFO. And this is the right side. This is a small shawl or a scarf. And it is knitted in a variegated, again the variegated sock yarn, the yarn that I use for my socks. Just in another color. And it's done with, for those of you who knit, it's done with garter. garter stitches and some mesh. And I do believe I found this pattern as a free pattern on Ravelry. And now I don't remember what it was called. I believe I found a picture on Pinterest and followed the link to Ravelry. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. Crafting wise, I've made a couple of condolences cards to put on flowers. Unfortunately, I lost my uncle in the middle of January, so I had a funeral I had to attend, and that's pretty much what cards I've been making for a long time. My old craft room is a disaster. I can't get to my craft supplies. There's a lot of stuff stored out there at the moment that we have to get sorted, but life kind of gotten in the way of that. So luckily my cross stitch and my knitting needles and crochet hooks and stuff like that was in my living room before we put all the things out there, so I still have that, and I have a few of my craft supplies in here, a few stamps, or actually all my stamps. I don't have a whole bunch of them. You can actually see over here this unit is going to be filled with boxes and binders and stuff with craft supplies at some point of time, and I have to get some other storage things in here as well from my old craft room, but I don't know when that will happen, so not a lot of card making and scrapbooking at the moment. But I am actually more into knitting and cross stitching at the moment. That can change quick. So yeah. Do I have anything else to tell you? Work-wise, still looking for a job. I am still working as a substitute at 2 different daycare centers, children's daycare centers. And for the time being, I am on contract for 10 hours a week at one of the daycare centers, but only through March. So come April, I don't have any secured hours, but that's the way it is. Jobs don't hang on trees, at least not here, but I'll just keep looking. My job is out there somewhere, so I still have quite a bit of hours. Some weeks, other weeks I don't have any. The beginning of the year, the 3 days, January 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, those 3 days combined, I had 21 hours. And the next week, I actually got up to 39 hours. And unfortunately, I then got sick with a bronchitis. And was sick for had fever and that kind of things for almost a week, and just felt crappy. And actually, I'm still not quite over it yet. My breathing, although it is better now than it was, I still very quickly get out of breath, and I might have a slightly cold on top of everything. So, but I'm taking some. I just the day before yesterday, I made a batch of ginger lemon shots. But I'll take one every morning, and I have some other natural medicine. What do you call it? I don't remember what it's called. It has such a funny name, Echinaforce or something like that. But it's dried root of some kind of a flower, I believe, or something like that. That you take 20 drops 3 times a day, and that will help you keep some of the cold symptoms and stuff like that away. And it tastes horrible, so not enjoying drinking that. But you do what you can to keep fairly healthy, or fresh, or whatever. So yeah, I think that's it, health-wise, life-wise, and crafting. And I can see I'm almost up to 40 minutes now of just babbling about stuff. So I will let you go. For those of you who stayed for the knitting part and the last rambling part, thank you so much for watching, coming by. I love to have you and chat with you, and I love reading all your comments. And I don't get a lot of comments, so I'm trying to reply to each comment pretty quickly. But YouTube, for some reason, don't notify me when I get a new comment on a video, so I have to go check. And I actually do a lot of things from my phone, so I have to put that to desktop settings, and so. But I am trying to keep up with commenting back on the comments that I get pretty fast. I read every comment I get. Again, I don't get a lot, so it's easy for me to do. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for commenting, subscribing, and if you're not yet a subscriber, consider hitting the subscribe button, and you'll get notified whenever my next video comes up. Who knows? It could be a week, it could be a month. I don't know. Depends on my life situation. So yeah, until next time. Bye. Take care of yourself and have a great time. And don't forget to craft.